Hello, everybody. This is Professor Pixel here for, well, the Homegrown Tourist. I know it's been a while, but we're finally back. Next to me, we have our main man, the host of the show, Englentine.
The Homegrown Tourist. How do you do?
The Homegrown Tourist. And below us, we have the very real Dr. VENKMAN.
It's me. It's RDV.
Like accept no substitutes, but there you go. That's your thing. All righty.
We are here today, well, because there's some news all about. I actually have the first article up right here. I'm sharing the screen right now. This is the most exciting. This is the best news we're probably going to get all year long. The Muppet Show. Sorry, I know, but this is the best news I've heard this year, and even though it's early days, I can't think of anything to top it. The Muppet Show is finally coming to Disney Plus. Here in Variety, we have the article.
All right.
Good. Do you want to read it, or do you want me to?
No, it's you, man. You're taking it. I'm sorry, I'm jumping in because normally that's what I do. It's all you.
All right. Good news for Muppet enthusiasts. All 5 seasons of the Muppet Show will be available to stream on Disney Plus. Created by the legendary Jim Henson. This is going on about it pretty much about all the characters. This is the first time that all 5 seasons have been released on anything, because previously they have had discs of the 3 seasons, but after that 4 and 5 have never been released to the public. This is the first freaking time, other than catching it on actual television, that this will be available. Here we have a statement from Kermit the Frog. He says, It's going to be great to welcome back longtime fans, to give a new generation of fans a chance to see how we got our start, and how Miss Piggy became a star, and so much more, he said in a press release. Today, I'm proud to say it's time to play the music, light the lights, and meet the Muppets on Disney Plus tonight, even though it's actually releasing in February. And as for Waldorf and Statler, the 2 old guys in the balcony, you can only add, sorry guys, but
Nice.
here we go again.
I'm planning on being, by the way, one of the old guys in the balcony, because I want to do I want to do an episode to episode. I want to watch this entire thing from start to finish. I have done this, by the way. Not going to tell you how, but I have all 5 seasons of the Muppet Show, and I think it's absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. This is my childhood, gang. I understand you could have watched it when you were a kid, but every freaking night it was on, I had to go, oh my gosh, it's the Muppet Show with our very special guest. Yay! You know,
well, all the different series that came out.
What I think is great about this show now is there are even celebrities on this show. I don't know who they are. So I know.
Me too.
Yeah, some kids are going to be a little bit confused by some of them. It'll be like, Leslie Uggams. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, okay.
Alice Cooper. Huh?
Yeah. Who?
I can't tell you how excited I am.
The Authenticator has joined us.
I have, yes.
There you go.
Hello, Dalton.
A little bit robot-y, but you're still with us at least. We can hear you better than we could see you right now.
Oh,
am I Mr. Bottom?
Yeah, no, the audio's good. The video is bad, but let's get on to here. So you're a fan of the Muppet Show then, huh? Pixel?
I have been in without the Muppets, puppeting wouldn't exist right now, because I wouldn't have puppets.
Mm-hmm.
The Muppets have truly, when I was a kid, what I wanted to be was a puppeteer. I wanted to get into entertainment, take that field. I love the Muppets. It's been a huge inspiration for me, and I'm so happy to be able to watch.
We've got different age groups here. We have the 50-year-old, which I was a child when this show was on. My love for the Muppets, though, carried into my teen years with the Fraggle Rock. I don't care if I was supposed to be too old. I didn't watch cartoons. Like I wouldn't watch He-Man, or I wouldn't watch Transformers, or any of the cartoons that say VENKMAN was into at the time, because he would have been a kid when those came out, and I was just a little bit too old. But by gosh, I was watching the freaking Fraggle Rock, and it came from my love for this show. I like the different characters. Some of these characters that you're going to see, and I don't know if all of you have seen this show, but some of the characters that you're going to see you've never heard of, because they've never been used except for maybe as background characters in future Muppet things. Like even like the ugly ones might have made it into Muppet Treasure Island. Or you've got a lot of the mice and a lot of the animals that ended up in the background of Muppet Christmas Carol. But a lot of these have just disappeared, and they just went off.
Like Pigs in Space.
Yeah. Oh, Pigs in Space is just pure awesomeness. Pigs in Space. No, another one that I love, by the way, talking about the pigs, is the hospital. They have this hospital thing where it's just a whole bunch of one-liners, one right after the other, and it's just an amazing show. I love this show. This is the in so many great Muppets came from this time, and it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to get things started on the Muppet Show tonight. Yeah, it's such a fun time. Well, I remember my brother used to love the New Zealand and his Boomerang Fish Act. So it's such a great time. Dalton, are you with us here, man?
Yes. So.
All righty. You are absolutely looking like a 1970s folk singer at this point.
In a good way or bad way?
It's a good way, man. I'm expecting you to burst into a chorus of Alice's Restaurant. So that's absolutely.
I probably do Cat Stevens before that. Never mind.
You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. All righty. So I know Pixel, but did you or VENKMAN, were you guys fans of the Muppet Show, the actual Muppet Show, not just the Muppets because of the Muppet movies?
Yeah. I started off with Fraggles. The Fraggle Rock is basically what I watch. Before the internet, kids, I had my grandfather likes store. He recorded them off cable for me, and then I'd take the VHS, bring it to my house, put it in my VCR, and I'd watch it. You know,
I watched a couple episodes of the Muppet Show as a kid, but it was very, very hard to find, so I couldn't watch like large amounts of it. I think most of where I know them from is either a couple times that some of them appeared on Sesame Street, or the various movies and adaptations and things.
Yeah.
See, one of the first things my family did whenever we got Blockbuster was still a thing, but we heard about this new disc service called, get this, Netflix. Wow, isn't that amazing? And we ordered all 3 seasons of the Muppet Show, and we would throw those on, and I just loved watching it.
I remember, dude, Muppets were so big in the 90s, even so that for those who remember Sam Goody and Suncoast, you could find the little Muppet dolls sometimes in there. This is before they brought in the Disney Store into the malls. It was fun because it was rare to find anything as far as the Muppet DVD on TV stuff, because DVDs were first popping out. You still had VHS. So my first experience was, the Great Caper, all the Muppet movies and all that stuff. I watched those through VHS, or if they happen to be on ABC tonight, like Sunday night movies,
Now, I think the only movie to come out while the Muppets were a thing was the first film, and I love that movie. It's got some incredible music. That's, of course, where we were given the Rainbow Connection and the whole phrase at the end: "Life is a movie, write your own ending, keep believing, keep pretending." It's
just what we've set out to do.
Oh, Joe.
We're the lovers, the dreamers, and you. Yeah, it's such a. I mean,
We
that
gotta do.
amazing. We lost somebody because I was singing, by the way. So I apologize.
We've got to do a watch party of that first movie. It's on Disney Plus too.
Though that's what I'm here to say. We are going to be, or at least I am going to be more active on this channel because things are changing. I think you're going to see a lot of different, differences coming to Disney channels that focus on Disney. Now, I've never been great at the park stuff. There are people out there tons better than me. I'm more cynical anyway. When it comes to a lot of the park stuff, people are like, hey, look at that. I mean, if you ever watch Disney Food Blog, it's a very popular Disney site. It is literally a commercial for Disney. It might as well have the Disney logo on it and let them get paid by it, because 52 things you should never do at Disney. Don't forget to buy an advance ticket. Don't forget to make your dinner reservation. Don't forget to bring a lot of money because we're going to get it from you. You know, it's like a big commercial. And when I go out to the park, I'm like, first of all, my camera doesn't have a great stabilization system. And second, I'm like, wow, that sucked. And like, I don't think that's the proper Disney attitude they want in the parks. But I think you're going to see a big difference for it because of a story we're going to talk about in a little bit. Hello and hail to Xenu from Robert Roberts. And let's see, what are they doing to one of my favorite variety shows now? Maranya, they're bringing it to Disney Plus. And we are so excited. At least me and Pixel are very excited. I think I think you have a bemused Dalton and a very I
have it on DVD. Why don't you have it on streaming service? You know,
well,
5 seasons. And
I don't have Disney Plus is the problem, so it doesn't affect me one way or the other.
That shouldn't be a problem. It's $7.99 a month. If you need the money, I will send it to you. I will get that to you, my friend.
No, it's fine.
We can work out a deal, my friend. Now you can do it.
Okay, so, oh God, why does George R.R.
I know. I keep looking at him, but also, and what I thought, my first thought was George Martin is doing a Biden, not Biden, but Bernie Sanders. Those memes are making me laugh my ass off. Putting him somebody put him on the Pteranodon flyers. By the way, Pixel.
Mm-hmm. Is he sitting? Oh, that's great.
There on the Pteranodon flyers. But there have been some really good images of that, and so
except Ronnie, you can still find these at your I'm sure you can buy the DVD seasons if you find maybe online.
You can't buy the last 2 seasons of the Muppet Show. That's what we're saying. This isn't just 1, 2, and 3, which have been released on DVD.
This
numerous
is all
times.
5 seasons, yeah.
2 seasons that they have not released before are available.
I got to tell you, as a kid, Kermit was all right. Fozzie I liked. It was Animal. Animal was the baddest ass of all Muppets. Animal was the coolest. Who was your favorite Muppet from the Muppet Show?
Oh yes, go down the line with Go Pixel. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to be very generic. Kermit's always going to be my favorite.
That is not surprising. Coming from Pixel, that's not surprising. How about you, Venkman? Did you ever have a favorite of the Muppet Show Muppets?
Probably because it matches my personality. It's got to be Gonzo.
Gonzo? Hey, he's great. I mean, he's the one that, I'm going to be jumping over this through this ring of fire into a vat of oatmeal. Woo! Those are some stunts.
Fell in love with a chicken.
Your cannonball trajectory.
He was Hot Rod. He was Andy Samberg's Hot Rod before Andy Samberg. Andy Samberg was doing a Gonzo imitation, by the way, when he did the movie Hot Rod. All right, so how about you, Dalton? Did you have a favorite of the Muppet Show Muppets?
Honestly, I tend to like a lot of the quote unquote unimportant side characters, but of all of the favorite irrelevant side characters that I tend to like that nobody else pays much attention to, I gotta say, Sam the Eagle. Sam the Eagle's awesome. Are you kidding me?
It's the American way. I mean the British way.
Yeah, that's my favorite line in the Christmas Carol. It's the American way. And the fact that he looks at him like, you know, I don't know how they do. You kind of read into emotion sometimes, even with the Muppets. And in that scene where it's American way, and they whisper in his ear, he turns as if like, you got to be effing kidding me. It's the British way.
Yeah.
Let's see. LK is saying, I probably lean towards Fozzie, although Swedish Chef and The Pigs in Space were my favorite sketches. Yeah. Roar, it's not PC. I'm so glad to. Whoop. By the way, do you think that they will have a warning on this because of the Swedish Chef?
Well, if they air the one with a turkey,
You know what? You know what? Swedish Chef is white, and he doesn't matter in cancel culture. He's white, so he'll be fine.
They probably shouldn't start pulling that thread, because I mean, Pepe the Prawn is a Hispanic stereotype.
He comes later. I don't think he was on the
he's a 90s character.
I always, whenever Pixel and I do a stream together, I always picture myself as Gonzo from playing Charles Dickens roles, and then you have him being Rizzle the Rat next to my sidekick. Thank you for making me a part of this.
Yeah. It will have a warning regardless. Okay.
Fun fact, don't know if anybody knew, but the Rizzo the Rat, his puppeteer is Steve Whitmore, who eventually became Kermit after Jim Henson had passed.
We are definitely doing a watch through of the Muppets, Pixel. That is just happening. Or your alter ego. That is up to you.
Yeah. Bring the puppet, Pixel. Bring the puppet.
We'll call it Muppets on Muppets.
Puppets on Muppets.
Puppets on Muppets. Yeah, Puppets on Muppets. I think that's absolutely fan-freaking-tastic.
That sounds problematic.
By the way, I will make sure to wear a black shirt every time so we look exactly alike. All right. So here's the thing, and this is one of the great things about a show in introducing. If you have kids, and I understand there's 7 people watching, and I know 4 of them. So if anybody watching this afterwards has kids, this is one of the great things about the Muppet Show. When I watched this, I was young enough. I was like 7, 8 years old. And I wasn't aware of pop culture as much. This taught me music. This taught me an appreciation for stuff I'd never heard of. For Better or Worse is one of my favorite songs of all time. And every time I hear it, I don't see like signs of Vietnam and stuff like this. Every time I hear it, the first time I heard it was right here on the Muppet Show. And it had like prairie dogs and everything. And they would poke their heads up and they'd be like, "Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going round." And it was so freaking cool. And going ahead.
One of my favorite is I can't remember his name, but it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's the guy that actually appears in the Muppet movie playing the piano.
Paul Williams.
Yeah, Paul Williams behind a lot of the music. He's doing a version of Old Fashioned Love Song, and every time a puppet version of himself, a Muppet version of himself is coming out of the box next to him. Just an old fashioned love song. And they keep going with each harmony, 2-part harmony, 3-part harmony. It's great.
Paul Williams, who not only has geek cred for writing a lot of the music for the Muppets, also was the voice of the Penguin in Batman animated series. I just blew your mind, didn't I?
Should be a little bit.
So that's one of the really cool things about this. They had music. Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem would come on and do some sort of rock and roll piece. And it wasn't always poppy or disco or anything like that. It really had no boundaries, but usually it was some sort of what we would call now classic rock. And just some of the music there was just done very well.
Yeah.
Now, granted, some of it is a little bit rough to hear because you have the puppeteers or the Muppeteers doing it in their voices. God bless the Muppets for trying to sell me on a Miss Piggy that can sing. Never before. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Do you remember which episode was the first one that they actually tailor everything around the celebrity guests? I'll give you a hint. It's in season 1.
I'm not. No, I do not know. I would guess it would be like Alice Cooper.
No.
Right? No.
Vincent Price.
Vince. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You go on ahead and finish, and then I'm going to tell you.
Season 1, episode 19. Vincent Price goes on. Basically, you just started in all the shows, The Fly, House of Wax, House on Haunted Hill.
Mm-hmm.
We basically had Kermit. You remember getting the fangs at the end, biting him in the neck at the end, revealing that Kermit has been a vampire this whole entire time. And I just that was stuck with me because it's like it must be really hard to glue like those things onto his mouth and then try to keep it.
So they actually have well, at least they had while they were working on them, many copies. There's a picture that I remember of a file cabinet, and there's like 7 Kermits all stuffed in because they didn't have just one at any time. They made numerous copies of Kermit
as you do with any major prop in like movies and filmmaking and whatnot.
Yeah. Making alterations, they were always prepared for doing that.
As Marania says, that Janice says, for sure.
So here's something else I learned as far as, and once again, like I said, one of the great things is this is a great way to get your kids into good music. I never knew, because even at the time, my parents took me to see a movie. It ended up winning the Oscar. It's called The Sting with Paul Newman and Robert Redford. And it had the music. And it's called The Entertainer. That's the piece. Wonderful piece of music. I loved it. So I'm watching the Muppet Show, and the special guest is not Mel Brooks, Milton Berle. And he comes on and he says there's a famous piece of music and such, and not a lot of people knows it has lyrics. I never knew that. Now the curtain is going up. The entertainer is taking a bow, does his dance step, and sings his song. Even gets all the audience to sing along. And that's one of the great things about this show. It is a classic variety show. This is the closest someone at my age, and definitely someone your age, will ever get to know vaudeville. And it had at times Vincent Price, Milton Berle, excuse me. It had old vaudeville stars, old vaudeville actors and celebrities on there. Let's see, Marania saying, Janice, for sure. You know, like anytime now, we're going to get our glossies. All right, so they had to make copies of the characters if for no other reason than straight up wear and tear. More copies meant they could make specialty versions for special episodes. Have a good night, computer bots. Thanks for stopping by.
Together again. Jesus, good to be together again. That's how I feel about this.
Did you just murder Pixel? What the heck?
And that is
away.
And that, of course, is the song from Muppet Takes Manhattan. Muppets Take Manhattan. Yeah. Now, if you want to, now once again, the movies come out, and we could talk about the movies, because of our excitement for the Muppets here. I'm fine with that. But if you want to talk about the best song, I might be. I mean, of course, the Rainbow Connection. But in the first movie, the one I love is Rolf the Dog and Kermit. You can't live with them. You can't live without them. There's something irresistible about them.
We grin and bear it because the nights are long. I hope something better comes
along. Yeah, it's it's all about women. And it's just called I hope the something better comes along. The jokes told in Moving Right Along, sung by Fozzie Bear and Kermit the Frog. Incredible stuff.
You should see what you should see what an idiot Pixel looks like when he's doing both parts of Hope Something Better Comes Along. He just sings it to himself.
I do that quite a bit myself as well. So I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be wonderful to revisit. I will. Here is a warning. Here is a warning. Once again, as much as the music is great, as much as the skits are great, I love the rubber band. By the way, it's a whole bunch of Muppets that are kind of like rubber bands dancing along to Rubber Band Man. But the one thing is that you're going to get a lot of celebrities that just aren't anymore. There are a lot of people on here who were big at the time, because there's one that's like, and our special guest, Juliet Prize.
I mean, look at the guests list they had. Like, this is like 9 of them. You had Elton John in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
You had Danny Kaye.
What was that?
Oh, Danny Kaye from season 3. You also had, if you don't know who Danny Kaye is, the Danny Kaye show was a skit they had on for a while. I also had Alice Cooper, season 3.
Yep,
one of my favorite ones. Welcome to My Nightmare with the skit. I love that. Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what. As a kid, and Maranya kind of just brought it up, there was nothing more exciting than knowing that not just Mark Hamill, but Luke Skywalker was going to be on the Muppets, and they actually played it like that too.
Yeah,
where he would be dressed as Luke Skywalker, being Luke Skywalker, and then he would be dressed as Mark Hamill, who wanted to be an entertainer on the Muppet Show. So they did play it as 2 different characters. It was really cool.
So Maranya said in the comments, Ralph and Kermit in the same scene.
That's Juliet Prize. Yeah, that's just kind of testament to what I'm saying there. Okay, read it off again there. Sorry to interrupt you.
Maranya is saying that Ralph and Kermit in the same scene is a testament to Jim Henson's talent, as he voiced both. So actually how they had to do it was they, I can't remember which one. I think it was Ralph. They pre-recorded and played it so that he could do Kermit, so that he could do both, because they're singing together. It's a duet. And there's no moment where it's just one and the other, and they don't overlap. It's right off. And you're still right, though. It is a testament to the talent that man had. And Pixel actually called me down so that I could tell you that.
Yeah, good stuff. I am so jazzed for this show.
The Mary Poppins, Julie Andrews. That's another great episode where, and for those who don't know Julie Andrews, she was a good friend of Jim Henson. Where she was on Sesame Street with him. She did a song, and then she sang a song with Kermit. What was it? Was it Easy Being Green?
It's not easy being green.
Yeah, it's a song for Kermit. Yeah. But it's just John Cleese was on there. John Cleese, comedian. Gilda Radner. And then
God rest her soul. What a brilliant comedian she was.
Then we get Dueling Banjos. Do you remember who did the Dueling Banjos with Kermit?
Oh, that's got to be Steve Martin.
Yes.
Steve Martin is freaking awesome. I remember Steve Martin was on the Muppet Show a couple of times.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just a hell of a lot of fun. And that had to be. I mean, obviously, in the beginning, the first couple of seasons, you do get the smaller celebrities, but as the show got more popular, if you're looking on the guest list, if you notice. Yeah. 3, 4, and 5 have more recognizable celebrities than 1 and 2 do. Yeah. But that is just the way of things. I mean, even the Batman TV show, the later seasons, of course, had more window cameos because it became popular and people wanted to be a part of it.
But Steve Martin, they got rid of the laugh track for his episode. And Kermit's like, "What happened?" He's like, "Well, I told the audience it was the wrong time, so they didn't show up." So we're just doing the jokes. So he did all his jokes to the Muppets, and the Muppets laughed. It's just that's what it was. So
that is awesome. That is just pure him. So anyway, Dalton, you've been quiet through this.
I have.
Anything to say? Are you an actual Muppet fan, or is this just you're waiting for the next news?
No, I am a Muppet fan. I just can't really add anything to you guys geeking out about the old show because, like I said, I only
You're
watched
more of a movie guy.
Well,
I only watched a couple episodes of the old show, so
Okay,
I don't really have anything to add
To include you in the conversation, why don't we go and do this? And because I understand, I am the one I'm the only one here that was alive during the first and original run of the Muppet Show. Of course, there are a couple in the audience and the chat that are. So I'm the only one. I know, right? So I'm the only one that was alive during the Muppet Show's first run. So why don't we do this? And we'll start with you, Dalton. Of all the movies and the specials, you know, we can even go to the TV movies if you want. What is your favorite? And what is a favorite scene? Not necessarily from the same movie.
Before you say that, I'm going to go ahead and call it right here. I am going to go ahead and go rest. I don't know if Venkman told you, but I was already on a show tonight, and well, my arms are getting tired.
Well, is Pixel coming back?
Yeah, he's going to come right back.
Okay, there you go. That's fine.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Goodbye, Palpatine.
Alrighty. So Dalton, how about that?
A favorite of the movies? That's a good question because they're all so good.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to go with personal nostalgia a little bit because for those that don't know, when I was a really little kid, one of my favorite movies was The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So I was obsessed for a good long while as a kid with everything Wizard of Oz, which of course led me to watching the Muppet Wizard of Oz, which funny story. I liked Pepe the Prawn so much in that movie that I borrowed his tendency to say "okay" after things for a little while after watching Muppet Wizard of Oz, and I think I might have made my mom have a brain aneurysm over it.
But he doesn't say okay. He says okay.
Yeah.
It's like this, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, Muppet Wizard of Oz is probably my favorite for just nostalgia reasons.
Now, one of the things that not a lot of people know about the Muppets, because you just don't realize this, because in general it's seen as something for kids. It's not. It's for families, which means there are jokes that kids will get, and you, of course, you get them because hopefully you're smarter than your children.
Yeah.
But also that were created for people a little bit older. There is a line in Muppet Wizard of Oz that I fell on the freaking floor the first time I heard
the I Feel Dirty scene?
No, but let me get to it. Gonzo is the Tin Man, and he's got dials and such, and he's going like, well, this is my so-and-so. And then somebody goes, oh, what's this? Oh, those are my nipples. As they reach over and they grab something, he goes, oh, those are my nipples. He's like,
he refers to his nose as his cell phone, to which Pepe, who I believe was playing the role of Toto in the movie, reacts with, oh, that's your cell phone? And Gonzo is like, yes. And Pepe is just like, well, then what do these do? Tweaks nipples.
And he does. Those are my nipples. Yes. Great freaking line. Great gosh darn line. I've only seen the first Muppet movie. As much as I love the characters, I never really got into the movie versions. And that's fine. Some like the TV show. Some only know the movies. It's just it's a love of the characters. Seriously. Venkman, do you have a favorite movie and maybe a favorite moment?
Muppets Take Manhattan. Any of the scenes with Juliana Donald. Oh, such a cutie back then, 1984. When it comes to that movie, there's only one scene that stands out for the rest from all of them. And I just gotta say, it's the rat scat. When the rats are in the kitchen, they're making this food. The ones on a stick of butter going on the kettle, hot kettle.
All righty. Well, there you go. It's tickling you even now. How about you, Pixel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So this, I have to separate because the first one is absolutely my favorite Muppet movie. I could watch it all day long, over and over again. I never tire of it. But my favorite scene actually is in the next movie, The Great Muppet Caper. there's a scene where I believe it's after they ride bikes, after the bike song, or it might be before, but Miss Piggy is basically very upset, and she's explaining that I didn't steal the jewels, this wasn't me, and Kermit is like, Piggy, you're overacting. You need to calm down. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm displaying like 500 different emotions right now. And he says, well, try playing one of them right. and
everybody is noticing, by the way, Pixel is doing a Kermit imitation, right?
Yes, yeah, I caught it, yeah.
Yes, yes, we do that all the time.
Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here.
So Marania's saying that I will give the Wizard of Oz version a try, though, as I love the original movie. I like the Wiz, and I even played a Munchkin in grade school. So there you go.
If you like the Wiz, then you'll probably like the Muppet Wizard of Oz, because they kind of took the having Dorothy being an older black actress angle from the Wiz and did it better. So
now okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The movie, as you're taking it in, I can understand that it is a little different. But you have to keep in mind, you're watching a movie that the Muppets are making. They even sit down. The whole intro is them sitting in the theater. We've made a movie. Let's sit down and watch it. It's I guess that mindset has helped me.
Yeah.
It says here. It says here to turn. Take a right at the fork in the road.
I can't believe it. That's the next line. Again, I can't believe it. There's an actual fork in the road. Yeah. By the way, if you listen to the lyrics of that song, it's like they are going all over the country, because it's like we're in Saskatchewan. That's in Canada. They're trying to go to Hollywood. So they really are just driving all over the place. Should it be snowing? No, it shouldn't.
No, I don't think so.
As much as and yes, I do. I love all of them. As much as I do, my favorite is the Muppet Christmas Carol. I just think it is one of the most perfect versions of the carol. Not accurate perfect, but just I can watch that any day of the week. And for some reason, and this isn't the favorite scene, but of Muppet Christmas Carol, there is something to watching Ebenezer Scrooge going from the beginning to actually, he does this kind of dance when it gets to the street corner choir. He's doing this bit. It's one of the funniest freaking things. But I gotta say, for all of the scenes, and there's some great scenes all the way throughout the movie, this one it took over as I got older. It's a TV special that came out at Christmas time. You can get it on YouTube for free. It's like the Muppet Christmas special, Muppet Holiday, something like that. But it's all about the Muppets going to Fozzie Bear's mother's house.
I have a DVD. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a wonderful film. And it's a great special. It brings everything. Sesame Street,
Fraggle Rock.
Rock. Yeah, everything. It brings them in. And my favorite scene, and it happened as an adult as I was watching it, because it's Frank Oz. It's not Frank Oz. It's oh my gosh, Jim Henson. And it's right at the end. They're doing their sing along, and you see Jim Henson, and he's looking out, and he's got the kitchen door open, and he's looking out, and he just says, "Looks like they're having fun, Sprocket. Now let's get these dishes done." And it just kind of shuts the door and swings, and you see him there. And I was just like, because the man is, he was my childhood.
He's the heart and soul of the Muppets. They wouldn't be a Sesame Street Islands without him.
So it's a beautiful scene, one of my favorite scenes of all time for any Muppets. Let me get some comments, and then we're going to move on. We've talked about the Muppets for about 40 minutes now.
You can never talk enough about the Muppets.
Listen, this is truly one of this is my last thing on it, I swear.
Go ahead. No, we could talk for longer.
One of my favorite just pieces of entertainment. There's nothing more special. And I know we're all nerds, so we all have things we love. We love Marvel and DC, or at least versions of them. And I love Star Wars. Some people like Star Trek.
We love Peter Who and Doctor Strange. We're all nerds.
Yeah.
Yes. There's Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it took every fiber of my being not to mention him when you brought up Vincent Price. I was literally like, I can't say it, but I want to say it. God dang it.
Yeah,
there is not a piece of media that has touched me more than the Muppets.
All right.
It has a place in my heart always.
So let's see. Maranya is saying, let's see, don't they have Robin's nephew? Don't they have Kermit's nephew Robin play?
Yeah.
Tim? Yep, he does. LK is saying, I had the Muppet movie and Muppet Christmas Carol album as kid and played the heck out of it. Great music. Hold on just a sec. Let me get the other one and then I'll go on ahead. Go on ahead, say it.
Well, to his comment, the record is, did you have the one you had like this? You had the John Denver one, with the Christmas and all that stuff. Then you also had the other ones. You can get the Sesame Street ones. You get the mask cut out. You could wear.
I think he's literally saying the movie. But anyway, let's see. It's funny, as a kid growing up in the 70s, I knew John Denver not as a folk singer, but that guy in the Muppet movie. And from Oh God, Me Too, by the way. I mean, of course, we all heard Thank God I'm a Country Boy, Country Road. And yeah, his music was everywhere, especially in the South. But I'm the same way. I knew him from Oh God, and he was the guy who always did the Muppet movies. The Muppet specials. I still watch them. Once again, they're on YouTube. So every Christmas, I turn on John Denver and the Muppets.
When Christmas comes, I always put on the album because they have an album version too. And sadly, any version I find on YouTube isn't that clear, but that album is crisp.
Maranya getting dark there at the.
I used to bring stuffed Kermit to my high school biology class. He liked it when we dissected fetal pigs. Okay. Yeah.
Maranya
replaced Chad Mitchell and the Chad Mitchell trio, says Eric Breen. Well,
did your stuffed Kermit hold the knife?
Right. So okay, and that brings us
frustrations out.
That did, since we're talking Muppets, that brought up another question. Favorite Muppet song? I know at least me and Pixel can come up with one easy. What is your favorite Muppet song that you heard? Dalton, you have not been a part of this. Do you have a favorite Muppet song?
Again, it's hard to pick because there's so many great ones, but I've got to go with the classic It's Not Easy Being Green.
Let me ask you, Dalton. That is all about being uncomfortable in your own skin, but understanding this is what you need to do. This is who you are. Go forward.
Yeah.
Is there anything as the guy in the wheelchair? Is that one of the reasons why it speaks to you personally?
Not because of my disability, but because of me just being kind of weird. Like, this is something that I think it's I've never gotten a chance to say on air before, but usually when I feel socially isolated or dejected, it has nothing to do with being, the crippled guy. It has to do with the fact that irrespective of my disability, I'm weird anyway. Like, with all of my weird interests and my weird, mannerisms and my basically dressing like somebody from the 1890s and so on. That kind of stuff was far more alienating to me as a kid than my disability ever was. And I'm kind of glad that I had more interesting things about me than my disability, because I hate when people become defined by that one thing they do or that one thing they are. So there's that. But yeah, it was cathartic for reasons of just being the oddball or a weird kid more than it was because of disability or being gay or anything else.
Alrighty. How about you, Venk?
Well, there's Rainbow Connection, and then the other one's Moving Right Along.
Moving right along.
I know, it's like, I like them for different reasons, but if I had to choose,
one is very, very poignant, and one is just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, if I had to choose one, Rainbow Connection, because it's just Jim Henson, I can see him writing those words and just pouring his heart out into it and just basically wanting to just promote peace.
Actually, I have a story about that if I can. Because if you watch on Disney Plus, they have an episode of Prop Culture about it. And Paul Williams actually wrote the song Rainbow Connection. But he talks about when Jim came in and tried to perform it. And Jim was like, wait a minute. And he went out and grabbed Kermit, brought him in, and had Kermit sing it. And it fell right into place. Crisp. Perfect.
Alrighty. How about you, Pixel?
It's hard because one that's really fun is in, again, The Great Muppet Caper, which is the first song, Hey, a Movie. There'll be spectacle. There'll be fantasy. But my actual, one of the songs that really...
Movie, and we'll see it all together, starring everybody. Now you got me.
But actually the song that really comes to mind, one that always emotionally touches me, even though Rainbow Connection is that kind of song. It's actually also in the Muppet movie, and it's Gonzo's song. Hope to go back there someday. That line, is there a word yet for old friends who just met? It has that feeling. And as you're watching, it's a low point in the movie because they're so close to making it, but then they break down, and it's really a deep song, and it touches me.
It really depends on what you're watching. If you're watching during Christmas, it's Scrooge. When you saw Scrooge walking, here comes Mr. Humbug, and it's like I love that.
Hello, Mr. Humbug. Hello, Mr. Grimm. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Speak for yourself. I used to bring the bum. Already. Rainbow Connection is Miranya's. It's Not Easy Being Green is also. Yeah, I'm sitting here humming Rainbow Connection, but that's my choice. But it's been a long time, so I don't remember a lot of the others. Eric is saying that he sang Rainbow Connection in chorus, so he's going to go with that one. And is there really any part of a musical theater that? Okay, so anyway. Here's the thing. Thinking of, there's so many. There really are such great songs.
Mm-hmm.
I almost, want to go movie to movie. So I guess we're gonna have to do that at some point, because "Am I a Man or Am I a Muppet" is amazing. I like "Life is a Happy Song" from that same movie. So I mean, there are just so many. "Shiver Me Timbers" from the Muppet Treasure Island is amazing.
Somebody's getting married.
I really like the interrogation song they gave to Sam the Eagle and the one French cop in Muppets Most Wanted.
Yeah, it's really.
Thank you, Muppets. No more questions.
So yeah, we're gonna have to go movie to movie, and as we're talking and as we're reviewing, we'll have to bring up best and worst and all that kind of stuff. But I've got to go. I know it's I know it's a typical answer.
Go ahead.
And it's Rainbow Connection. It's an amazing song. It's some of the most beautiful lyrics ever put to music. It's amazing. It starts the movie, and it just sets the tone and everything. And
it starts the movie, and it takes part in the finale as it brings it round. Geeking out too much.
And here's the thing. I'm going to close this out because we've been talking for 49 minutes. We are going to have another live stream, by the way, to talk about news. I just figure we talked an hour about Muppets. Let's cut it off here and make the news. It's
2 hours, man.
So anywho, so I don't want anybody else to say a damn thing. So we're going to say thank you very much for watching, guys. And I'm going to leave out on this. Life is a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing, keep pretending. We've done just what we set out to do. Thanks to the lovers, the dreamers, and you.